Hey, what is going on, guys? In this video today, we're going to be going over the new Fortnite update, Content Update 9.30 number 1. Last week I made a video talking about regular update 9.30 and how that was the best Fortnite update the game had received in a while. Well, believe it or not, Content Update 9.30 number 1 pretty much blows that update out of the water. I make videos on every single significant update that Fortnite receives, so trust me when I tell you, this update is without a doubt the best update since update 7.40, which was all the way back in February. We have a lot of stuff to go over, including some fan-favorite unvaulted weapons, some interesting vaulted weapons/items, balance adjustments, rarity adjustments, a new weapon, and so much more. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so we gotta start this video off by going over the most popular part of Content Update 9.30 number 1, the weapons which were unvaulted. If you follow Fortnite closely at all, I'm sure you've already heard by now that after controversially being vaulted at the beginning of Season 9, the pump shotgun has finally been unvaulted. Now, an important fact here is that it isn't all rarities of the pump shotgun being unvaulted. The purple and gold versions of the weapon are still vaulted as of right now, but the green and blue versions are back, and the stats of the weapon are still exactly the same as they were when it was initially vaulted. Epic's official statement about this awesome change is, there's been a lot of feedback about the tactical shotgun and combat shotgun's effectiveness, and so we're experimenting with a world where the pump shotgun joins the current shotgun lineup. I definitely expect the pump to be a great addition to the game overall, but I want to take a few days to really get a feel for it in the current meta before giving my full thoughts. So I'll be sure to do that in a different video in the near future. The next unvaulted weapon was another weapon vaulted towards the beginning of Season 9, the Suppressed SMG. And unlike the unvaulting of the pump, all rarities of the SMG will be returning to the game, so white, green, and blue. I think this is a great change because the weapon that replaced the Suppressed SMG when it was vaulted was the Burst SMG, which most players would agree is simply a very weak weapon and not a good replacement. I've always thought that the Suppressed SMG is one of the most balanced weapons in the entire game, and it perfectly fits the role of what an SMG should be. It's strong enough to hold its own against shotguns at close range and even some ARs at slightly more medium range, but at the same time, it isn't the best option at anything other than about 10 to 15 meters away. And I think that's just absolutely perfect and how it should be. The final unvaulted weapon/item is the Shockwave Grenade, so as fun as those things can be to use, it's pretty much an afterthought when compared to the pump and Suppressed SMG being unvaulted. So sorry to any hardcore Shockwave Grenade fans out there, but I think we all know that's the truth. So as awesome as the pump and Suppressed SMG being unvaulted is, the important balance and rarity adjustments from Content Update 9.30 number 1 may actually be even better. First off, the drum gun received another pretty major nerf. The clip size of the weapon was dropped from 50 shots down to 40 shots, and the fire rate of the weapon was dropped from 9 shots per second down to 8 shots per second. So after the really big damage nerf the drum gun received a few weeks ago, this nerf is clearly going after the spray ability of the weapon. I think because of those two nerfs combined, the Suppressed SMG will probably be the preferred option by most players now. Next up, we have two adjustments to the tactical shotguns in Fortnite. First, the drop rate of the weapon from floor loot was reduced from 8.19% to 5.40%. Along with that, the headshot multiplier of the tactical shotguns was increased from 2.0 to 2.25. It's no secret that the tac shotguns simply couldn't compete with all the other shotguns in Fortnite. And I think that even though boosting the headshot multiplier a little definitely can't hurt, it won't really change the usefulness of the weapon all that much. So I think since we now have both the combat shotgun and the pump shotgun in the game, significantly reducing the drop rate of the TAC was the best thing Fortnite could have done. The next weapon to receive some significant changes in this update was the Heavy Assault Rifle. Each rarity of the Heavy Assault Rifle received a 2 damage increase, so it went from 36/38/40 damage to 38/40/42 damage, obviously depending on rarity. Much like the TAC shotgun, the Heavy Assault Rifle is simply outclassed by pretty much every other AR in the game right now, so even though a 2 damage per shot increase definitely won't just suddenly turn it into a great weapon or what it used to be, it's at the very least going to be a little bit more usable now. I'd personally like to see another buff in the near future because the old heavy AR was hands down one of my favorite weapons in the entire game. And the final major weapon adjustment was actually done to the Burst SMG. First off, it was hit with a significant drop rate adjustment. Its drop rate from floor loot was reduced from 5.03% to 3.1%, and its drop rate from chests was reduced from 18.66%, which is absolutely absurd, to a much more reasonable 10.32%. Then we also have some balance adjustments to the weapon as well. First off, the overall base accuracy of the Burst SMG was increased by 13.6%. Along with that, the jumping accuracy penalty was reduced from 15% to 5%, and the sprinting accuracy penalty was reduced from 30% to 20%. So the weapon should be significantly more accurate in pretty much every possible scenario now. On top of that, the base damage was also increased from 23-24-25 to 24-25-26. So only 1 additional damage per shot, but along with the accuracy changes, this weapon may actually be somewhat decent now. Probably not better than the suppressed SMG or drum gun, but I can't say for sure until I get more playtime with it. And finally, let me just rapid fire read off the last 3 to 4 balance changes that are relatively small, so no need to really discuss them. The minigun's player damage was increased by 2 damage per shot from 18/19 to 20/21. The clip size of the purple and gold infantry rifles were increased from 8 shots per clip to 10 shots per clip. The flintlock pistol's floor loot drop rate was decreased from 1.97% to 1.32%. And last but not least, the semi-auto sniper's drop rate from chests was reduced from 5.1% to 3.4%. Now, along with all those awesome unvaulted weapons/items that we discussed earlier, there were also some noteworthy vaulted weapons/items as well. The most controversial was without a doubt the Rift to Go, so here's my thoughts on that. For competitive Fortnite, this is definitely a very good change. Rift to Go's were so incredibly powerful in endgame circles that it added way too much RNG to the most important part of the match. But for public matches, I'm actually gonna miss Rift to Go's. They were an awesome item for quickly getting into another fight, escaping from the storm, or disengaging from a bad situation. So if you care more about competitive, you'll probably think this was a really good change, but if you care more about pubs, you're likely to be a bit more upset. The next vaulted weapon/item was the Tactical Assault Rifle. I thought this was a somewhat unique and interesting weapon, but with the suppressed SMG returning, there's really no longer a need for another SMG/AR hybrid, so no problem with this being vaulted. And the final 2 items vaulted were Impulse Grenades and Pirate Cannons. Impulses are obviously just being replaced by shockwaves, and nobody really uses Pirate Cannons anymore with slipstreams on the map, so that's whatever. And the new weapon added to the game in Content Update 9.30 number 1 is the Revolver. We've seen multiple revolvers in the game before, but this is a brand new variation of the weapon. It's available in purple and gold rarity, holds 6 rounds per magazine, the purple version does 63 damage per shot, and the gold version does 66 damage per shot, with both rarities having a 2.0 headshot multiplier. I've heard some mixed reviews about this weapon so far, but I can safely say it's considerably better than the other revolvers we've seen in the past. Whether it actually has a spot in the meta, though, is still up for debate. And the absolute final noteworthy change from Content Update 9.30 number 1 involves supply llamas. First, the total number of llamas that spawn per match has been raised from 3 to 5. And the amount of each type of material a llama drops was raised from 200 each to 350 each, so llamas now give 1,050 total materials instead of 600 total materials. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you watched the entire thing, be sure to let me know with a comment down in the comment section below. I want to know, what was your favorite change from Content Update 9.30 number 1, and why? Be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, do whatever the heck you want, and I will catch you guys next time.